Okay, my discussion for this time is about periodic inventory system. The periodic inventory system is one of the system used in recording inventories under merchandising business. The periodic inventory system, this system relies upon an occasional physical count of the inventory to determine the ending inventory balance and cost of goods sold or cost of sale. If we are going to use the periodic inventory system, we usually conduct physical counting at the end of accounting period. Usually naman, annual po nagkakaroon ng physical counting in order for us to determine the accurate balance of ending inventory, and at the same time, the physical counting will help us to determine the cost of goods sold or cost of sale during the particular period. Okay, if we're going to use the periodic inventory system, we need to consider the following account titles. Okay, if we're to record the sale and purchase transactions. Again, if we're going to use the periodic inventory system, we are going to consider the following account titles to record the sale and purchase transaction. Okay, we have the sales account or sales, simply the sales. It is an account, it is an account used for sold merchandise, goods, or inventory. Meaning, if there are goods, merchandise, or inventory being sold na ibenta na, okay, the appropriate account title that we need to use is sales. And sales is an income account. Take note, that is an income account. Therefore, the normal balance of the sales account is credit. Sales returns and allowances naman, this is an account used for merchandise sold before. Ibig sabihin, naibenta noon. Kaso, it was returned by customers. Probably, it was returned by the customer because of certain defects, okay, na nakita ng customer, okay, upon arrival to its destination. Sales returns and allowances is an income account. However, because this is a contra income account, ibig sabihin it contradicts to the regular income account, which is the sales account. The normal balance of this account is debit. Take note, the normal balance of this account is debit, while the sales account is credit. That's the normal balance. Let's proceed to the next account title that we need to consider if there is sales transaction. No, sales discount. Account used for discounts given to customers. Ibig sabihin, if the seller, okay, give discounts to the customer, it must be accounted. And the appropriate account title for that particular discount na binigay natin sa customer is sales discount. Okay? This is also an income account. However, this is a contra sales account. Okay? So therefore, the normal balance of this particular account is debit. Okay? We have naman purchases. Purchases, okay, it is an account title used for merchandise, inventory, or goods bought from supplier. Ibig sabihin, once we acquire once we acquire inventory, goods, or merchandise to a particular supplier, we will use the purchases account under periodic inventory system. Considering this is an expense account, take note, this is an expense account, guys. No, this is an expense account, and the normal balance of a regular expense account is debit. So the normal balance of this account is this is debit. We have naman tinatawag na purchase returns and allowances. Parang pareho siya on sales returns and allowances. However, the purchase returns and allowances is on the perspective of the buyer. So, this is an account used for merchandise or inventory or goods returned to supplier. Ibig sabihin, if we acquire inventory, goods, or merchandise of particular supplier, then later on, we have identify or determine that there were defects, okay, on that particular merchandise or inventory or goods, we tend to return this to the supplier. Once we return it to the supplier and we are using the periodic inventory system, okay, we will use the purchase returns and allowances account. This is an expense account. However, this is a contra expense account. That's why its normal balance is credit. Okay? We have also a purchase discount. Purchase discount naman, this is an account used for discounts given by supplier to the buyer. Take note ha, to by the supplier to the buyer. Ito po yung discount na binibigay ng supplier sa buyer. Okay? This is an expense account as well. Okay? This is an expense account as well. However, this is a contra expense account. That's why its normal balance is credit. And take note, these 6 accounts, okay, itong mga 6 na accounts na to, okay, itong 6 na accounts na to, which I presented to you, okay, are considered nominal accounts. Take note, these are nominal accounts. Pag sinabing nominal accounts, these are subject to closing entries later on. Take note, ha? These are nominal accounts. Okay? So, um, from related to closing entries of these nominal accounts, I will prepare a separate video for that. Okay? As of now, what we are going to discuss is how are we going to use those accounts if there are sale transactions and purchase transactions. And the inventory system that we use is the periodic inventory system. Okay, accounting of sold and purchased inventory using periodic inventory system. I prepared different selected transactions related to sale and purchase of merchandise. The first transaction that I will present is the purchase of goods for cash for purchase price of 23,000 pesos. Take note, if it is purchases, we will use the purchase price, so no, in recording. So in this particular case, in this particular transaction, because we acquire here, no, we are in the perspective of the buyer, okay? So we will record debit purchases because this is an expense account. Purchases amounting to 23,000 pesos because that is the purchase price. And then we will credit cash for 23,000 pesos. Ganun lang po yung kasimple. We value receive purchases for 23,000 pesos at its purchase price. Then we value parted with by crediting cash for 23,000 pesos. If there is a purchase of goods for cash, ganun lang po yung entry natin. And then, we have the next transaction here, prepared. On August 5 daw, we sold merchandise on account. And the selling price is for 40,000. Because this is a sale transaction, take note, the account title that we are going to use, no? If there is a sale of merchandise, inventory, or goods is the sales account. However, take note the value received here is the accounts receivable because ibinenta po natin yan at ibinenta po natin yan on account. And take note, this is a sale transaction. We will record that at its selling price so that we have debit 40,000. And then considering this is a sale, we will use sales, no? Because we have income here, no? So sales for 40,000 pesos. Ganun lang po kasimple if there is sale transaction. Okay, particularly a sale transaction on account. We debit accounts receivable, then we credit sales at its selling price. Okay? August 7, sold merchandise for cash, selling price 10,000 pesos, And then we have a second transaction here. 5,000 cash discount was given to the customer. Take note, una, meron po tayong naibenta na merchandise for cash. So obviously, we debit cash because we receive here cash and the selling price of the merchandise we sold was 10,000 pesos. And then next, we will record sales. Yon, we will record sales at 10,000 pesos. And then after that, because there is a discount given by us, no? Okay, by us as the seller, we are on the seller's perspective. Nagbigay po tayo ng discount. What are we going to do is to debit, okay, sales discount, no? Sales discount for 5,000 pesos. Kasi binigyan po natin ng sales discount. And then take note, we sold this for cash for 10,000 pesos. Kaso, binawasan po natin nung 5,000 cash discount. So, ibabalik po natin yung cash. Kaya we credit cash for 5,000 pesos. Kaya value parted with cash. O, dalawa po entry natin. Una, entry po natin related to the sale, which is the sale of the merchandise at 10,000 pesos. That's the selling price. Then later on, we record for the discount that we give, no? We debit sales discount at 5,000 and then binalik po natin sa customer yung 5,000 pesos kasi it is the discount that we give to him. Okay? So that is our entry. Next, another purchase transaction, a purchase transaction on account. Oh, pareho lang po ng kanina, we debit purchases because we are buyer here of the merchandise. So we debit purchase at its purchase price of 18,000 and then instead of cash account, we are going to use accounts payable because this is an on account purchase. So the credit would be accounts payable for 18,000 pesos. Ganun lang po kadali. Okay? Gawan ng entry yung sale at purchase, no? And then, on August 11, ito po yung naman nangyari. How are we going to prepare an entry if there are goods returned by the customer? Take note, the customer returned 10,000 goods acquired last August 5. Balikan po natin yung August 5. Okay, take note, on last August 5, we sold merchandise on account for 40,000 and then accounts receivable po yun, no? Accounts receivable. So, ibig sabihin, we will debit muna sales, returns, and allowances. Okay? Take note, and allowances. Kasi meron pong ibinalik sa atin na 10,000 pesos na sales. And then, obviously, dahil yung August 5 transaction, balikan po natin ulit. Okay? Yung August 5 transaction was on-account transaction. So, pag may ibinalik sa'yo, okay, ibig sabihin, kung it was ibinalik sa yung goods, no? Posibleng bawasan yung cash kasi i-refund mo. Pero in this case, kasi hindi naman cash transaction yon, babawasan po natin yung receivable natin from that customer. Kasi ibinalik niya po yung goods na inutang niya. So, we credit accounts receivable for 10,000 pesos. Sir, what if the August 5 transaction was a cash transactions? Well, we have the same debit but the credit will be cash kasi i-refund po natin yung cash na binayaran niya nung last August 5. Okay? August 13, paid the acquired goods last August 9 in full and then 1,500 discount was given. Okay, dalawang transaction po ang nangyari dito, no? Binayaran muna in full yung goods na binili natin and then the supplier binigyan ni refund or binigyan tayo ng discount ng 1,500. So unahin po natin yung una nangyari, no? Paid the acquired goods last August 9 in full. Take note, puntahan po natin yung August 9, ito po yung nangyari, no? Ito po yung nangyari, umutang po tayo ng 18,000 pesos. So obviously, babayaran na po natin yung accounts payable. Okay, kasi yun po yung binabayaran natin for 18,000 pesos. And then, we credit cash kasi nagbayad nga po tayo ng cash for 18,000 pesos. Yan po yung entry natin related to the payment of acquired goods last August 9. And then, upon payment, binagyan po tayo ng 1,500 discount. Okay. So, how are we going to record this? Take note, binigyan po tayo ng discount. So, ibinalik po sa atin ng supplier natin yung 1,500 kasi may discount nga po tayo, no? Kaya ibinalik niya sa atin yung 1,500. Kaya we debit cash. And then we will credit purchase discount. Okay? Of 1,500. We credit purchase discount for 1,500. Ganun po yung entry natin. Okay? If binigyan po tayo ng discount. Okay? Dalawa po entry natin. Una, yung binayaran natin in full, yung purchase natin last August 5. And then, nung binigyan po tayo ng discount ng 1,500. Okay, August 14, no? Ito naman, nangyari, no? 2,500 goods acquired last August 1 were returned to supplier. Take note, meron po yata tayong binili. Tingnan po natin sa taas ulit kung ano yung nangyari noong August 1. Okay, ito po yung nangyari last August 1. Bumili po tayo, no? Purchases, 23,000 and then we paid it for cash. Kaso nung August 14, nalaman mong may defect, no, sa binili natin last August 1. Kaya ibinalik mo yung 2,500 na goods na binili mo on that particular date. So obviously, our entry would be we will debit purchase returns and allowances kasi ibabalik po natin returns and allowances amounting to 2,500. Okay, 2,500. Okay, 2,500. And then obviously because August 1 kung marirecall mo or itaas ko ulit, no? Take note, yung nangyari nung August 1, binili po natin yung mga purchases at for cash. So nung ibinalik natin yung may defects, obviously ni-refund sa atin yung cash na ibinayad natin last August 5. Okay? Sige, no? Okay? I-credit po natin to. And then, dahil ibinalik sa'yo yung cash, kasi refund nga sa ibinalik mong purchases, so you debit cash for 2,500. So, that would be your entry, okay, for purchases returned to the supplier. Sir, what if the August 1 transaction was on account? Inutang lang natin. Ano po ba dapat debit natin? Well, obviously, your debit will be accounts payable. Kasi babawasan mo dapat yung liability mo kasi ibinalik mo yung may defect na inventory. So, those are the most common transactions affecting, okay, the sales returns and allowances, the sales discount, the purchase returns and allowances, and the purchase discount account if you are using the periodic inventory system. Hopefully, naintindihan nyo po what is periodic inventory system and how the accounting of sold and purchased inventory, okay, under this particular system. That's it for today. Okay, thank you and God bless everyone.